One, two, three, funky.
What's up, guys? How we doing? Welcome back to Fun with Dom, where everyone is welcome. I'm your host Dom, broadcasting from London as always. Today's guest is my friend Patrizio, and I hope that you will enjoy this new episode. Hello guys, welcome back to my podcast. Today I've got a good friend of mine, another Italian guy actually, Patrizio.
Hello,
Hi
guys.
Patrizio.
Nice to meet you. Seems to be all
Patrizio,
good.
do you wanna introduce yourself to the listeners, so just they can have a
Of course.
background of what you do, who you are?
Yeah, so I'm Patrizio. I moved in London like 4 years ago because to follow my, job, which is a sound engineer. And yeah, I work in venues. So I'm a venue engineer. I work in most of actually some of those are very cool, like Scala or Islington Assembly Hall, which was quite famous here in London. And yeah, I've started to do this job like around 8 9 years ago in Italy. I was actually it was painful to do it in Italy, and that's why I moved in London. And yeah, I met this guy Dom like probably last year, 2 years ago at the Islington Assembly Hall. I was working there. He was touring with Billy Bragg. Yeah, that's it. I'm still a sound engineer, and that's my story for the moment.
Yeah, so that's how we met. Yeah, well, I was in tour with Billy last year. I think that was last year, isn't it? I
I
think that was last
think it
year.
was. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
lost a bit of track of the
yeah,
time
yeah,
in the
yeah.
last
No,
two
it
months,
was
so
last.
I'm not sure.
It was last year. Yeah, we did the winter tour, and
Yeah, it
yeah,
was very
because it's
good.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people think that, especially people that live in London, think that it's easy to find Italian people. But to be fair, I don't know a lot of Italian people. Like maybe I know like 10 people. I mean, it's just because maybe I don't go quite a lot out. I don't have got a lot of friends. But
Yeah,
yeah, and it's always nice when you find someone that is from your country and you realize that
absolutely.
it's not just me that I left the country because my country didn't give me anything for do what I do. So
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, it's always
yeah,
good to meet Italian guys working in this environment. Sometimes makes things a bit easier,
yeah,
and it's always good. We're
yeah,
Italian, so
yeah,
we're
yeah,
very warm and
yeah,
friendly.
yeah,
So it's
yeah,
always good.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
had 3 shows in a row. It was very good.
yeah, yeah. Actually, we did. I think that we
I
did the three
totally
sold out
enjoyed that.
show. Yeah,
Yeah,
we did
yeah,
three sold out show, and unfortunately, all the show that we had planned for the winter this year has been cancelled and been postponed next
yeah.
year. I can't say any dates, but there is date coming out next year, and actually there will be more dates that was supposed to be because there is
Mm-hmm.
quite a lot of people that want to come and see Billy. So we are doing
That's
quite a lot of
good.
stuff. Yeah. So yeah, so we have got quite a big year next year. I hope so. Let's see
Yeah,
what
yeah,
happens, but
yeah.
but we will see.
That's good. To be honest, I didn't know Billy Bragg before the gig because I think it's quite famous, but mostly in UK. So I just it was very cool to be in that shows, and yeah, was very happy, and I
Yeah.
met you, so it's good.
Yeah, yeah. He have got a big history on the back, but as you said, yeah, he's big in UK. He does like we do US and we do Australia and we do
Hmm.
other country, but yeah, he's huge in UK for his socialism and political things. That is yeah one of his
Yeah,
big yeah.
yeah, it was a
So
very nice crowd
yeah,
as
yeah, it
well.
was. Yeah, it was. For me, it's always a challenge when I do stuff for him because I've been like, especially when we did during the winter, there was the time that there was the election and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
It's been challenging, man. I was
I
not
guess,
expecting,
I guess
yeah,
so. Yeah.
because he speaks what he thinks, so he just doesn't care about no one. What he thinks, that's what he says. So he's on
So
stage,
you
and
need to take care
yeah,
about, to put some
yeah,
limit on it.
yeah. I had a couple of show, because I do my briefing with security every night before the show starts, to explain them. Look, if when he starts to talk about this kind of stuff, just be careful, because someone
Yeah.
literally can get pissed, and yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
It
fun. It's fun.
on the border, on the border.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah, yeah,
always careful about that.
yeah. So how
Yeah,
did you
that's
start
good.
to work in the business?
How do I start to
Yeah,
work in this
yeah,
business?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because sometimes the connection, it goes. So yeah, I started when I was like 22, 23 years old. So the first
Okay.
things I did, it was like this course in my hometown, which is Pescara. It's in
Oh,
the
nice.
center
Okay.
of Italy. Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice city. And I did this course when I was 22, and it was like 6 months course, just very
Mm-hmm.
intense, like 5 days a week. And after that, I started to work in a pub, in a metal pub, and it was
Wow.
very good for me
Okay.
because yeah, I was doing like 3 4 gigs a week, so I I had a lot of time to make experience. And yeah, I did like 2 3 years like that, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm good at this, so I could just go further. And I've started to work in some sound company in Italy, all
Mm, mm.
still in Pescara.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
didn't move. Actually, I tried to go to Rome, but for some reason, which is not important to say, I came back to Pescara, and I started
Okay.
to work in this sound companies, very small ones. And that's where I struggle to do these jobs, because it was I used to work a lot of hours, and sometimes not paid, sometimes just paid less than I was supposed to be. And that's why, actually, with my girlfriend Stella, who is a sound engineer as well, we decided to move to London. And I I think my real career started when I moved to London,
Okay.
because it was from actually from that very moment that I've started to develop some real skills, and have a constant committing in this job. I think you know what I mean. I mean,
Yeah. 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 Well, I spoke about that on the podcast quite a lot of times. Yeah, in Italy, it's totally different mindset. It's totally different
exactly.
way to do the job that we do. And Yeah, I mean, for me, the process has been a bit different, because I was owner of a company back in Italy for
Oh,
six
really?
years. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
I had like a proper sound like company with a truck and
Oh my god.
three
Yeah, I
people.
know what
Yeah,
you mean. Yeah.
3 people working with me, and I was
Yeah, yeah,
doing
yeah.
Salerno to Calabria by myself. And yeah, well,
Yeah, did it many times.
so it's been crazy. But moving here, you see literally a new face. You see a new world. You see that people get value for what they do, and
Yeah,
yeah,
such a
people respect you.
massive
Yeah,
difference. Yeah, that's why I always say that, yeah, I've started to do this job when I was 23, 24, but really it's like when I'm since I moved to London, because
mm,
uh, I mean, a job is a job. So it's a job is when you do that like constantly in your life, and you earn enough money to live. That's what is a job. And
yeah,
it was not what I was doing in Italy. So in the end, I'm actually really happy that I decided to move to London. It wasn't. I wasn't actually imagined that it was. It could have been that good to
yeah,
work in this field, because when you work in this field, you can get tired about a lot of things, especially if you're not happy. And yeah, when I moved here, I found back my motivation to do this. And yeah, it's good. I'm losing it again, but it's good.
it's okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I think the stuff is gonna coming back slowly. I've been talking with a lot
Yeah,
of people in the past couple of weeks, like proper owner of companies, and
that
they,
must be
they,
painful. Yeah.
yeah. I've got a couple of friends that have got quite, I want not big company, but they do quite a lot of show on the corporate side,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they're starting to have quite requests from mid September, beginning of
Oh wow,
October. Yeah,
that's good.
it's like small stuff, office, like people that starting to do stuff on their office. So they've got proper social distancing in the office with like 1 meters. Because like
Yeah,
big corporate events, I mean, yeah, you can find good money to do what you need to do to make the social distancing working. So I think that
definitely.
that stuff will happen, but we need to see.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I'm quite relieved to hear that because recently I was quite involved in the corporate gigs,
Mm,
and yeah, I think it will be the first kind of
yeah,
gigs that will reopen. So it's good. I think it's going to be very saturated at the very early,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know, kind of gigs because all of us we didn't work in the last 2 months, so
yeah,
I think we are all struggling. So it's going to be a bit saturated. So we need to think a bit ahead, and we need to have plan Bs.
yeah,
That's what I'm doing as well, actually. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that we'll see.
Yeah, that's yeah. Well, linking to the plan B, that's something that I always. So I do mentorship for quite a lot of people. I mean, I don't think
Hmm.
that you know because you just met me.
No,
So, but
actually,
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I do mentorship for at the moment 5 people.
really,
But they are
okay.
all based. Yeah, they're all two people US based, one in Australia,
Hmm.
one in UK, and another one is in Canada. So it's I always tell them, look, you need to have a plan B. For the
Hmm.
moment, my plan B that I try to help them is that actually I've done an online course about it is about have like a safety account. So
Mm.
you work for an amount of time harder than normal, and you put like I don't know 3 grand, 4 grand, 6 grand on an account. You
Yeah,
invest them money like that, you will never lose the capital that you invest in it, and if something like this happen, you can survive for 6 months or 7 months.
yeah,
And
yeah,
in the same times I teach them, I try to tell them how they can make money doing what they do if the job is not happening. So try to do editing service for people that do podcasts, try to do editing
definitely.
service
Yeah.
for people that do video stuff. So yeah, I mean, I try to help people as I can, but as you say, plan B is the first things.
Yeah, it's all about what I'm focusing recently because
Yeah,
you really need to think, okay, what I'm gonna do, because even if the gigs will start again, let's 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 take Islington Assembly Hall. Maybe they won't do like 12 gigs in a month, or 15 gigs in a month in the next year. They probably will do 6 or 7. So it's going to be,
mm,
no, I'm going to have less work, even if I'm going to go back to work. And because I
yeah,
live in London, it's so expensive. So I need to just to have another
yeah,
source of incomes. I was so uh, obsessed to think about that. That's what I'm exactly what you're saying about video editing. You can
yeah,
do a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
of things. You can do that. You can, I mean, if you're a musician, you can start um, to work or on soundtracks, or I don't know, what I'm doing is just that: soundtracks, orchestration for movies or trailers, or just commercial.
mm,
And another thing that I'm doing right now is just starting how to implement sound effects and adaptive music in video games, which I think is going to be my real focus, because video games are such a big thing right now.
mm,
And it would be great if I will be able to mix my my knowledge about sound with video games, which because I think it's a huge market, even if I mean, it's quite saturated as well, but not that much as the music, live music, especially. I'm not
Mm.
saying I don't want to work in the live music anymore, but I, it's not bright right now
Yes, yes, yes,
because
yes.
of the COVID and of the
Yeah.
Brexit. I mean, because of a lot of things, and yeah, plan Bs always, and sometimes you need like a real plan B. My plan B right now, it's still like a long process
Mm.
because I'm starting complex things, so
Yeah.
I need more time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the important is to always define a motivation to do
Yeah.
something else as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if you lose
So
motivation,
yeah, you are done. Yeah,
yeah, you're done.
unfortunately. Yeah, 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 yeah. So what I can tell you that can be maybe useful, and I always like to try to give tips to people and stuff.
Hmm.
So we are already on this contest. So as you say now that you are starting, what can be good for you is now is the
Hmm.
best time to start something like this, because during this time you already have got no enough job, right? But you have got time to learn new skills, so at
Yeah,
least you can kill that time to learn something. But when things will start again, you will have the opportunity to do two things. You do your live stuff
yeah,
with with
that's
the
good.
venue,
Yeah,
and do your gaming stuff. So you will arrive at the point that you will have enough job or a lot job that you can say, okay, now I can choose what I want to do. 50%, I don't know,
absolutely.
60% of video games, and the rest is just live.
Yeah,
So, and this is the time to do it now, because a lot of stuff is not going on. So you have got more time for yourself. So this is the right time. And remember, all the best company, they came out, or the best idea, they came out for a big crisis. If you look Uber, if you look Deliveroo, is the same things. When all the
hmm,
crisis happened, they start to get out and be like successful, because the crisis that was 2008. So I am a
true.
big oh god, I love to help people with this kind of stuff. I am quite into this investing in new company, create a new company. And last year I did a post on my Facebook page saying, look,
Hmm.
next year will be a disaster. And not
Oh, really?
because
Okay.
there's something like that, but because I play on the stock market, so I do that kind of
Okay,
stuff.
got it.
Yeah, and we know that something was coming.
It's going weird.
Yeah, yeah, because it was too much money on the market. It's so easy to play and so easy to make money, that we were looking at each other when we were doing the video call, and we say, that's there's no way that this is possible. It's been 10 years and nothing is happening. So, and actually something happened this year, and I said, whoa, I was
Yeah.
not expecting something like this.
It was probably
But yeah,
massive.
yeah, massive, yeah.
Yeah.
But believe me, I was prepared, as I said before, with my plan B. So I had enough money saved, everything. I'm good. I'm okay, and I am using this time, as you are doing, for doing this stuff with the podcast. I'm doing my YouTube channel. I'm doing all my online courses. But it was something that was already in my plan, but I didn't have
Hmm.
got time to do it, because I've been doing video on YouTube for a long time now. I had another channel before that unfortunately
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
stole
I
it.
can see you're very passionate about that. Yeah.
Yeah, someone stolen my password, so I am
Oh
in
my God.
kind of with the lawyer with the YouTube, because I don't know how the hell it's possible. I
Really?
mean, it's a yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a long story, because there is a
Interesting.
personal video on that one, like proper
Yeah,
video
yeah.
me playing without the shirt and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I said, look, this is my this is my face. Like, you have
What
got my
the
password.
hell?
How the hell is
Oh
possible
God.
that you don't want to give me my account back? I say, well, we don't trust you. I said, what? Like in that,
Oh
because
God.
it's been like just a bloody problem, because that one is a quite
Yeah.
big channel, so I don't want to lose all the stuff that I've done
Yeah, of
before.
course.
Anyway, it's fine. It's okay.
In the end, you did
Uh,
recover that.
no, I didn't. I'm still
Oh, you didn't.
fighting with them. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, because
that's bad.
they ask me to send other stuff. I'm sending other stuff, and now they say, "Why you live in UK?" I say, "Well, I'm moving UK. I'm living now." Well, but when you opened the account, you were in Italy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
It's bad.
the stuff that is on my driver license is not the same that they have on the system, and unfortunately, I don't
Yeah,
have got
yeah, yeah.
anything to show
It's a
them that
pain.
I
It's
would.
a
Yeah,
pain.
it's yeah. Anyway,
I know what you
anyway,
mean.
yeah, it's okay. What do you wish you knew before you start to work in this business? There is something that you say, "Oh, if I knew this before, that make things easier for me."
Um, that's a very difficult question. There is not a particular thing.
Okay.
It's just when I started to do this job, I've got only one regret is which is that I wish I was surrounded by more professional people to learn from them, and I think I waste a lot of time in my early career because of that. Because I'm, I've started to do this job after 2 years. I felt like, okay, I've learned what I can learn here. So, uh, when you reach that level, you need to go further because if you stop it, you're not going to grow. You're not going to grow again. So you're not going to start to learn again. So I've just I was a bit lazy, and I didn't find the right motivation to move in a more professional environment, and consequently to learn new things. I did it when I was like 29 years ago, when I was
Mm,
29 years old. So a bit
okay.
late, but in the end, I did it. So my regret was that. So it's not a specific thing. I thought about it. I don't have like a precise answer. It's just okay. When I was young, I was. I mean, with my with my current mentality, I was probably more curious to go in a more professional environment and talk more with people about this job, so about
Yeah, yeah,
sound. So talk more, learn more from people with more experience. That's it. That's my regret. I've started to do it when I was like 30 years old, which is great. I'm still doing it because I think it's the best way to improve your experience and improve your skills, improve your knowledge. But if I did it when I was 20 years old, maybe it was maybe now I would have more experience and more things to do. I don't know. I wish I was more like that, and I
yeah.
wasn't. I was a bit lazy. What about you?
Well,
I'm curious.
yeah, 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 yeah. So I wish that I knew that my country was a shit country. Uh,
That your country
is
what? Sorry.
Yeah, my country was a shit country.
Okay, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
That's
tell
to
you why.
me as well.
Yeah, yeah. I tell you why. I explain you why. So I wish that I knew that my business was not seen as a proper business
Hmm.
from the people in my country. That
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
professionalism was not seen as a doctor or as someone
Yeah,
that
it
work
was not
in a
categorized at
supermarket.
all.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
not
yes, yes.
labeled. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I knew that, maybe I just moved before in UK, to be fair, and didn't wait five
yeah,
years
but
to move. Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah,
these are just things that comes with experience.
yeah,
So
yeah.
when you were young, I mean, I spent a lot of money as well because I had a studio in Italy, and
Oh
I
wow.
had a
Okay.
lot of stuff. So I invested it, like not so much money, but I have invested money with my girlfriend as well, and it was bad. I mean, in the end, it was like a bad investment, and yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's
Well,
shit, no?
yeah, 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 yeah. It's the same things happened to me. I spend around. I think that I say already this, but I spend around 250,000 euro or something like
Wow.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, for buy everything because I had like a proper line array, RCF, two digital
that's a
desk, and
lot of
everything.
money. Yeah.
yeah, and I lost at the end of everything 35,000 pounds, euro. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
been a
not too
big
bad,
project.
but still
Yeah, but still quite
quite
a
a
lot.
huge
Yeah,
amount of money.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
for
yeah,
me, it's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah.
So,
So you say that you have done studio, corporate, and you do live, as we said. What you like? What you prefer to do?
um, uh, it's changing every time. I mean, I love live music, and I think
Right. Okay.
it's the best thing I can do. I mean, I'm most skilled in live music, but
Mm.
since the COVID, since the coronavirus, I came back to the studio stuff like massively, so like 8 hours a day, and I found back my motivations and my, you know, okay, that's good, I can do that. And so right now, if I have to answer, it's just okay, i, I would prefer to stay in front of a computer and mix a track instead to do like a live music gig. uh, but I'm sure that if I'll go back in a venue, I will be excited in the same way. uh, but in the end, if I had to choose, I will grab the studio stuff, because
Hmm. Okay.
yeah, even if it's not my it's not my job, basically, because I didn't earn any money in the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years from the studio stuff. um I actually mixed the track in this coronavirus times, but it was like, most of the time I'm just downloading multi-tracks project for websites, and I mix them just to keep my skills trained, and to keep my mind on with all the plugin stuff. So you need to be updated with everything. But
Yeah.
even if I was saying, if it's not my main job, I would prefer to do it, because I think you can be a bit more creative in the whole
Yeah.
process.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I've still missed the power and the exciting of the live show. But it's a complex argument, because if you are a venue engineer like me,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
most of the time you don't mix the band, because I work in like medium big venues,
Yeah. Yeah.
and most of the times, like Billy Bragg came with a front of house engineer, so I was just
Yeah.
supervising. So that's most a
Yeah.
supervising job, which is cool. But
Yeah.
after a while, you say, okay, I want to mix it. I want to make that kick sounds great. I want to mix that snare sound. So that's why probably between these two things, I would prefer the
Yeah.
studio stuff. Corporate is still a different kind of gigs, and I quite
Yeah.
hate it, because
Yeah.
it makes me so nervous. Even if I mean, it should be easier to do, but for some reason it's not for me. I don't know, I get so nervous sometimes when I do corporate, even if I'm very good to hide my my feelings. But
Yeah.
most of the time I got panicked, you know b- and yeah, it's just if I can avoid that, I'm happy.
Right. Okay.
It's the corporate
Yeah. Yeah.
feel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just
Oh yeah.
different. It's different. That's more, attention to the
Yeah.
details. It needs to be perfect. It's like even the theater. I did some theater shows, and that makes me so nervous. It's just it's not rock and roll at all. And I think my mindset is very rock and roll. Even if
Mm.
if you got a feedback on stage, I don't mind. I mean, as if it sounds good, I don't mind if there's a feedback. But you can't have a feedback on a corporate gig or on theater. That's what I don't really like it. It's just
Yeah. Well, I am
it's
big.
different.
I am quite big in corporate, so I really know what you mean. I mean, I do my, let's say, the 80% of my job is corporate.
Okay,
In the
yeah,
last
yeah. I've
year.
seen
So
some
yeah.
pictures. Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Different job. Different job. I
Yeah.
think there's a on a paper it's easier, but I think you need a lot of experience and corporate to run a perfect show. I think some people, they are, more tend to
Yeah.
be like a corporate guy. I'm definitely not.
Okay.
My girlfriend, for example, I think she's great doing corporate. I'm not. Even maybe we are the same skills, but sometimes you just
Yeah.
fit in a field
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
not.
Uh, what do you think your unique skill or skills is that help you to become successful on the industry?
Yeah, another difficult question, but
Mhm.
the main skill I've got, I think, is a personal skill, which is like,
Mhm.
I think I'm very humble when I'm working. So I I guess that people really appreciate this side of myself. So I'm very humble. So when I work with other people, it's one of the, it's one of the side that you really like from other people working with you. Because if you work with people which are not really humble, it's not great. It could be frustrating sometimes. So this side of my personality, I think it's one of my main um, power. Let's say that.
Mm.
And other things, technically, maybe it's because I always played instruments, and I've been on stage as a musician as well. So when I do monitors, because most of the time, I mean, I am a monitor guy more than a front of house guy. When I do monitors, most of the time I really know what a musician want to listen in the monitors or on in ears. So that makes my job easier because I know what a, for example, what a stereo reverb uh, could make such a difference if you blend it on a vocal in a certain way or not. So if you are a singer or if you are a guitarist, and you want to hear your main instrument in a certain way. So that's my skill. So to be like a musician really helps me with mixing, basically. So
Yeah.
yeah, the experience that I've got on stage just makes the things be, I think, much easier. Because
Yeah.
when you're mixing monitors or even front of house, sometimes if you're not really experienced, I think it could be. I mean, if especially if you're mixing a kind of music you don't really know, you're not expert. It could be hard if you are, you're not really experienced, if you never played an instrument or that kind of stuff. So that's two things that I think are my strongness. Is that an English
Mm.
word? Strongness?
Uh, well, yeah. I mean, it's your main skills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so be humble and
Be
to
humble.
be
Yeah.
a musician, so know a lot of instruments.
Yeah. That's one of the things I regret because I've been play guitar and drum for a couple of years when I was young, but I never continue. So I mean, I can do a couple of
you
notes,
you
but
can you can
nothing.
do it now
Yeah,
during
a
the
couple of things.
coronavirus.
Yeah, but yeah, I can do now. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I could. I
Yeah.
mean, I've got guitar at home. I've got piano as well, like a small piano here. I could
Yeah.
start to learn. My brother is quite big for play piano, but I never
Okay,
had
that's good.
time to learn. It's something that I should start actually. But I am. I imagine that
Yeah.
I'm a producer, so all the music that I produced in the past as a DJ, it was just like we loop and a couple of notes just play
Hmm.
because I like the sound of something and I did something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, most of the producers right now and in this precise moment of history, they are not musicians, and it's good. It's good, but still, it's not good. Because sometimes I've got a lot of advices on Facebook that say, oh, okay, let's this is a great plugins, you don't need to know anything about music, and you can be a producer. I mean, there's a lot of these advices right now on Facebook, or on other socials, or on everywhere. I don't really agree that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
you can have uh, every instrument, every plugins, every chords, progressions, but if you don't, I mean, you need to know the music. I mean, not the music theory, but at least you need to know how some certain things works in the in on the harmony, on the melody of a track. So I found these advices a bit fake. I don't really like it.
Yeah, no, no. Yeah, I agree
And
with you. Yeah, yeah,
but yeah, still there's a lot of producers that maybe they don't know music theory, and but they are genius in a different way. And yeah, music is changing. So in the future, probably there will be less music theory and more sound. I mean, it's still actually it is right now. I mean, most of the most famous songs are just for 3 4 chords.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
all the rest is just a great arrangement of the track, and a lot of beautiful sounds, and that's it. So that could be
yeah.
true, but I still think that it's very good to study a bit of music.
Well, I think that Ed Sheeran is like three or four chords each song, isn't it? I don't think that change.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just the most famous pop singer in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, don't talk about that Sheeran.
Yeah.
It's better
But it's
not.
I mean, people will never understand. You know what I mean? My point
Yeah,
was just to explain that a lot of people will never understand the difference from good track and yeah. I mean, the fact that people listen music with the phone, and that's just one of the first things that for me when someone say, "Oh, the music," yeah. But
hmm,
if you fucking listen a song with the fucking phone that it costs you £100, and the speaker are
yeah,
fucking shit. What fuck you? I mean, yeah, there is a big things in the back that I don't want to start because he will. I will start to get angry, and
yeah.
that's
We'll
yeah,
talk about hours. Yeah,
yeah. Uh,
but
what do you
basically,
think?
yeah, yeah.
Good.
No, no, I'm saying, well, what you're saying is true, because maybe
Yeah,
even when I mix a track, I just maybe you spend like 8 hours on a snare sound, and then
yeah,
you listen on a phone, and it's just the same as it was 8 hours before, because on the phone you can't really hear any difference, so it could be
yeah.
frustrating. But yeah, that's it.
So I was saying, what do you think? Basic skill should be for someone that start on the business, that want to start work on this business? I mean, not right now
Yeah.
because the situation is no, but if someone want to
Yeah, right
start,
now.
yeah.
I mean, if let's say I have a little brother that wants
Mm,
to join this field, my first thing is that choose the place you want to be. That's the really the first thing. So choose the place. If you are in Italy, for example, just go away, because you can't really do that job in Italy. I
yeah,
mean, it would be painful. I mean, you can do it, but that would be painful. So first things, okay, you want to work in a um sound word. Okay, Italy is not good, so go to Germany, go to UK, or go to US, or maybe Australia, or just invest in something else. That's my first very
mm,
good tip. And then skills. Okay, skills, of course. If you want to work in a sound, I think the music, it must be like your main thing. So listen to music a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot, because just if you hear a lot of music, just if you listen to a lot of music, you can reach like a kick sound, or a snare sound, or a guitar sound, whatever it is, because that, I mean, your ears are trained to reach that sound. So if you want to work in the live music or in a studio business, you need to listen to a lot of music. And another thing, maybe, let me think about it. Uh, just be curious to learn the things properly. So especially the workflow of a console. So starting from the gain, I think the gain is like the most underrated thing
Yeah,
in the sound world. I mean,
yeah,
it's great. These things drives me crazy, because I had a lot of discussions with some of my colleagues, and we were just not agree with the same concept of gain, which is just unbelievable. I mean, it should be just gain is gain. So it can
yeah.
be, you could not have an opinion on a gain, and it seems that a lot of sound engineers has, and I don't agree. I mean, it's
Yeah, no,
so,
no. The gain
if
structure.
yeah,
They don't know what is it.
yeah, the gain
They literally
structures.
don't know
Yeah,
what. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
I'm talking
yeah,
about the
yeah,
gain structure, not the
yeah, yeah,
gain, because
yeah, yeah,
everyone knows
yeah.
what a gain
No,
is,
no
but the
one,
gain
no one
structure.
know. Yeah, no one know anything. Knows everything. Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
you.
it's just it's it. So if you want to be a sound engineer, just focus when you start to learn this kind of things, just focus yourself a lot on the gain structure. So why you're preamping in a certain way, why you're compressing the sound before an EQ, or a post EQ, what is a fader, what is the difference between a fader and a gain. That's very, very important.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean, a lot, some of the people that actually do this work, they still don't know that. So yeah,
yeah.
you need to learn that. So
Yeah, I mean, as I say, it's crazy, and it's the same things. I see a lot of people, especially now with all of these YouTube video and stuff. People focus on they need to see how the sound engineer makes that big band, and they wanna try to emulate the same EQ of the kick, the same EQ of the snare, the same
mm, mm,
EQ
mm.
of the guitar, but they don't think about the gain structure. They don't think about which kind of mic that guy is using, which kind of
Yes,
PA
well,
that guy is using. You know what I mean? And the drummer that is playing, the guitarist that is playing. So they think just about I don't want to say the final things, but
yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
it's
think
more.
about the big picture. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. We make works the big picture. It's not just the equalize of that kind of channel, but it's the big picture that make the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just yeah, these are little things that actually makes a big difference. So coming back to the
Yeah,
question you did, like, well, what was the first thing that you wish I had learned, that I
yeah,
wish I
yeah.
had learned, I had known? It was basically actually this. So focusing on the gain structure, because
Mm,
it's I'm I can say it's not that obvious. I mean, you need to reach a kind of experience to know perfectly what is a gain
yeah,
structure. Because I mean, theoretically, you can know a lot of things, but that the
yeah,
practice is so different.
yeah.
So especially in the
It's not
live
just
music.
yeah, yeah. Sorry if I interrupt you. It's not just the reach the yellow point and everything is fine. It's not just that.
No, 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 that's bullshit. I hate that. Seriously.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's what I
saying.
was
Like,
thinking.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, what I see always like you need to reach the yellow point and everything is fine.
No, no.
It's not fucking fine, man. It's not fucking fine because the sound is different from the instrument. Oh man, that's what I'm saying. I get so pissed off because I see a lot of people doing our job and literally they don't know what fuck they are doing, but they are lucky because they know the right people in the business. You know,
Yeah,
that's the
that's a
things, and I
different
get
thing. Yeah.
so pissed off about it because I know a lot of people that can do a lot of stuff and they can't because they don't know no one. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's
I know. Actually, this it's been affecting me a bit, because uh, uh, to be a sound engineer in a foreign country, it could be weird sometimes, because for me, it was I mean, I work a lot, but
Mm.
like 2 years ago, I was trying to be involved in more in tours and in that kind of stuff, and I didn't manage to do it. Maybe I was a bit lazy. I wasn't like,
Mhm.
obsessed with these things, but I was like, okay, it would be very cool to go on tour on a medium level tour, not a big tour, like a the Billy Bragg things. It would be
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
a very good thing to do, that kind of size, and I think I have all the skills uh, to manage a tour like that. And but I wasn't able to do it. And what pissed me off sometimes is that I am working in venues where there are like very very cool gigs, and sometimes the front of house engineers is just bad, and I was like, what the hell? I could do that. I could do that. Why I'm not doing that? But as you said, you need to be lucky, and
yeah,
you need to know the right persons, as much persons and as you can actually. And you need to be committed to go on tour. I'm not saying going on tour is good, is easy at all, because you're working basically 24 hours a day, because you're always out. So I'm not saying it's easy, but I would be willing to do that. But still, I didn't manage to do it, so that pissed me off as well, especially when you see people that maybe doesn't really deserve to
yeah,
to to be on a front of house desk. But yeah, that's a different story.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hopefully I will.
Yeah. What's the most important things that you ever learn I want to say, I always say in the past 5 or 6 years about your job that help you to improve yourself? And so you say, oh, I've learned this. Especially now, I can say when you move to London, there is
Hmm.
something that you learn and help you to, like to
A
stay always
lot of
in.
things. A lot
Okay.
of things. I just
Okay.
have to choose.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first things that came to my mind is that the how a show run for the whole day. So how the like a proper show is running for the whole day. So from the start, um, in a professional way. So how
Yep.
important is to have a very precise load in, and with a stage clear, and or maybe you can set some stuff in advance for the musicians. So how to prepare the stage, and for the loading of the band. So starting from there, and basically all what is happening during the day in a professional way. It's a thing that I've learned since I moved to London, because in Italy it was a bit different. It was more random. I don't know how to explain. The loading.
Yeah.
It was late. The Okay, no, we need to hire a guitar amp. Okay, guys, but it's today. Today's the gig. It's not tomorrow. So what I mean? Everything needs to be set in advance. So this is one of the first things. It sounds stupid, but it should be the basic stuff. But I just I learned that like in a professional way since I moved to London. um Talking about like experience, one of the things that I've learned recently, I mean, in the last 4 or 5 years, because I am working a lot. So um I'm constantly working, so you need to deal with a lot of people like almost every day. I just learned that every people has a story behind that. So even if someone is not behaving in a good way, there must be a reason behind that. So you need to be calm and patient. I mean, of course there's a limit, but you need to be how can I say, you need to understand why people sometimes just it's not as good as you expect it to be on stage, or just your colleagues, they are not perfectly matching with yourself. So there's always a reason behind that. So sometimes talking a lot with your colleagues during a break, or during free times, it could really help to develop a good relation on stage, or whatever it is, in a job field. And that really, I think that helps me with um just have a nice relation with almost my colleagues, and it's very
Mm.
important to me. So I don't know if there is a word in English, probably there is, but just try to have a bond with all of your colleagues, and if you can do with the musicians as well, even if
Yeah,
you're not touring with that. But it's important. I mean, a day is not a lot of time to make a relation, but because it's a short time, you must give 150% of yourself to
yeah,
make uh, the other people's day better. And that's what I'm trying to do every day. I mean, not
okay.
every day when I'm work. And it's not easy. I mean, sometimes you can be let down, or you can have like a bad day, but still, there's always, everyone has a
Yeah, yeah.
story, everyone has problems. And I reached that kind of knowledge about people, just talking with other people, and I'm good with that now. So I don't hate anyone. Everyone, it's a- as something that you can learn from. And yeah, that's it. I don't know if
Cool.
you know what I really mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
It's
no, no, no. Yeah, yeah.
philosophic
I,
philosophic
I, I agree.
uh,
I agree. I agree completely.
thing.
Uh, what do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh, not great question. During these moments, it's really really hard.
I am sure that we will see you to do a lot track for games, because, as you said, this is your main focus now, and I believe that you will do a good job. So for sure,
Yeah,
we will see
hopefully.
like
Yeah.
your name under a game or something for sure. But
I
yeah,
mean, that
go ahead.
that would be great. I I mean, I can see myself. I wish to see myself like mm, yeah, involved in video games and in movies right now, because I um, I was a bit tired about the live music business before the coronavirus, and this pause really, really helped me to think about it. So now I had the time to think about my life, and I want to be a bit happier than I was before, uh, in terms of job, in terms of work, because I was a bit tired about the live music stuff. And yeah, so I see myself in 5 years in front of a computer producing stuff for video games, maybe, or uh, cinema, movies, that kind of stuff. It would be great to achieve that kind of stuff. What is really dodgy is the city I will be in, because I'm not sure if I see myself in 5 years in London. I love London,
Hmm.
but it's just so expensive, and sometimes it could be painful to leave, especially in these moments. It's just probably one of the worst cities to be in, because the rent is just ridiculous, and you're not earning a lot of money. So yeah, I've got a lot of, not a lot of saves, but I had some saves, and but slightly they are they're finishing. So it's not the best city to live in right now. So I'm yeah, even thinking to move some somewhere else, but I have no idea right now. Probably still in UK, but on the countryside, to so 5 years, in 5 years working on a computer producing music and sound effects in a countryside of London. That would be great. Maybe with
Yeah.
some kids,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I see myself. If I reach that, I will be very happy.
Cool. Well, I mean, I love the countryside as well. I am in London just for the moment because my plan was to buy a house this year, but
Hmm.
unfortunately everything fell down. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna wait next year and see if I can buy
maybe it
some.
was good for you because maybe now the
Yeah, yeah,
prices
yeah.
of the
Yeah, the
house will
price.
decrease a bit.
Yeah. No, the price will go down for sure, especially with the Brexit
Yeah,
happening for sure. With all of this
I mean,
happening now,
I trust you. I trust you because
yeah,
you
no.
play
I
on the
can
top.
I can tell you that will go down. Yeah. I was watching. I was reading a couple of things yesterday, and there is already a lot real estate having problem with new house that they was supposed to sell, but
Yeah, I can
unfortunately no
imagine.
one wants to buy. And with also the Brexit things that no one knows really what's going to happen because nothing is done. It will be really fun to see what's going to happen next year. So I am quite um, anxious to see what's going to happen, and
Yeah, I am as well.
I'm looking forward to buy my first house, my dream, because my dream,
Good luck
my
with that.
big
Yeah.
dream, yeah, my dream was buy a house in London until I was to 16, because the first time that I was in here was 2004, and I was here for a school project for a month,
Hmm.
for 2 months actually, yeah, and I was in love with this city. And after I met actually a guy from Vasto that is near
Okay.
Pescara,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
I know what you
yeah,
mean. Yeah.
and I met his
Um,
brother Luigi Davide
David,
Lombardi. Yeah,
Davide.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw
That
that he was
sounded
doing
okay.
this job. Yeah, he was doing this job in here. I became good friend with his
Hmm.
two brother. I did the Siren Festival in Vasto
Oh,
for
what a
two
great
years.
festival.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that one for 2 years on the stage. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna bloody move in UK. I'm gonna become the next Davide Lombardi. Unfortunately, I'm not at that level. But he's my best friend. Is my I mean, all him and his brother is like a family for me. It's like my
Yeah,
second
but
family.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're doing great as well.
Yeah,
So
well, yeah. I can't complain. But
yeah,
our deal was that when I will arrive at the point that I will call him to do sound for some of
ah,
the
yeah,
artists that
okay.
I work for, I will be done.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's a long way because for the artist that he works is I don't
yeah.
know if I
He's
can
just
do it.
he's one of the top level right now.
Yeah, he's yeah,
It's very
he's
high,
great.
high hand. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's proud of our region
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah,
I am
definitely.
from his same region. Yeah,
Yeah,
Abruzzo.
yeah.
So yeah, good luck with the
But
house. Yeah, it would be cool
let's
to
see
buy a
let's see
house.
what's gonna happen.
It,
Thank you so much for your
it was
time,
great, great pleasure,
and
Dom. Great
I
pleasure.
hope that I will see you again soon. I'm sure that I will,
Hopefully,
and I'm
yeah,
sure I will see your name under like end of a movie or end of a game for sure, because
yeah, yeah.
I can see that
No,
you are uh, humble and you know that you want to do this, and I'm sure that you will do it. So yeah,
great, great, great. Yeah, it was very good. It's just I really, really appreciate the kind of stuff you're doing right now to be involved in in this social stuff. It's just great. Just keep up the good work and
thank you.
cool, cool.
Thanks. Thank you once again for listening, guys. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube to listen more episodes. And remember, be positive. Life is one.